I want to talk about what happened in the afternoon. It was the very first AAA WWE show. Of course, those are companies you've worked at for a long time. We're both pretty good buddies with Jeremy Borash and Dorian Roldan, and we're super happy for their success. It felt like an authentic AAA show in the fact that they started the same ceremonial way that a lot of AAA shows do. I love that they leaned into the way the presentation was on the very first When Worlds Collide, except instead of having the red, white, and blue ropes, well, maybe to counteract some of the CMLL programming, we saw the green, white, and red ropes and turnbuckles. I loved it, thought it was a great touch. And my first time seeing a AAA show live in person was 3 years ago. And I left that show thinking, man, Mr. Iguana, if he was in the WWE, he would be such a megastar because the merch opportunities here in America are a lot different than down in Mexico. If you've been to a show at Arena Mexico, and if you haven't, by the way, tickets are on sale now for AEW. They're going to be there next week at AEWTIX.com. If you've never been to Arena Mexico, it's like the Madison Square Garden of Lucha Libre. I highly recommend you check it out. But Jeff, you've been there. The street is just lined with vendors. And a lot of them, for lack of a better word, are selling bootleg merchandise. I don't know that the revenue streams in Lucha Libre are the exact same as they are in American wrestling because they really enforce that, whereas they kind of celebrate the bootleg life down in Mexico. But dude, Mr. Iguana was the biggest star coming out of that show. I think so many people were excited to see what's possible with his character. You know, this is a fun, creative character. And I could see this being a big hit with kids and casual fans. I'm super happy for Mr. Iguana getting a little bit of love. What'd you think of the show, Jeff?
Well, I have mixed emotions, but I say that I'm going to say it with all positivity because JB, we've covered it on the podcast all the way back to, even before the Summer of No Worries, when WCW Live and Bob Ryder and JB and James, the chicken plucker from Kentucky that were calling in. But the boy from Minnesota done good. But no, all kidding aside, I'm very happy for JB. But as well, the Roldan family, when you really think through the creation that started in 93, and, they really built it. And what was the original year of Worlds Collide?
94.
Was that just a year later? Gosh. Yeah. But, in a lot of ways, that in America was pinnacle in a lot of ways, and it's been a long road, and Lucha Underground, and you just kind of hit it. Mexico is a different culture. It's a different country. The monetization of professional wrestling is just done differently there. Rights fees aren't the big deal. It's sponsorships and live events, but there's merchandise. You said all this. So I'm looking at it, through several different lenses. And so the first presentation, and I'm going to harp on that because me and you text about it. And I was, nothing really surprised me off that show. I thought the presentation was good. On kind of the flip side of it, though, there were no exoticos. There were no minis. There was no hardcore.
Well, there was a table spot.
Yeah, but and I say that, Connie, with all due respect, the AAA that they acquired, that they purchased, their version of hardcore, and that's what I'm saying is this is TKO's version or WWE's version of AAA, and it's fantastic because congrats on the acquisition and everything goes with it. I'm really curious to see where it goes because I just think that there's a brand and they can what's EB's better than, less than, different than. Yep. I think they got a real opportunity to present a product different than. And I don't think, and probably by design, they weren't much different than an NXT show. But I will say, Iguana and several of the talent on there stood out. But and Iguana is bilingual, so boy, oh boy, they will merch him up before we know it. Here it comes. I'm curious to see where they go with that. Like, how soon, Gani? How long will it be before Iguana is on NXT?
I mean, he was on the Money in the Bank. That was a Money in the Bank Crowd shot right there. Like,
crowd shot. But how long before he makes it to NXT programming? A month?
July.
Yeah, that's what I thought. A month.
I mean, I
good. I mean, that's they're going to cross pollinate across all brands. The expectation that, oh man, WWE bought AAA, they're not going to keep it the same. They're just not. I thought that was very, very clear. And I didn't know. Look, but it's a business. They bought the IP, and I think that'll be front and center. And I think Iguana is about to lead the charge.
Well, now hang on. To be clear, when Worlds Collide was a joint show between NXT and WWE, we haven't seen what a just AAA show looks like. So we'll see. But I do know in the meantime, it is a huge hit. WWE announced through Variety that when Worlds Collide set a record for the largest live audience in company history for a YouTube broadcast. It peaked with 764,389 live concurrent viewers. And all told, 4.1 million viewers saw the show on YouTube in the first 24 hours.
Damn.
Hashtag Worlds Collide was the #1 trending topic globally on Saturday. And WWE generated more than 32 million social views across all platforms in the first 24 hours. Jeremy Borash, of course, is the guy who was leading the charge here. It was described as a Jeremy Borash production. So shout out to JB, who you and I are big fans of here on My World.
Hey, Dave, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Dave, put that shot back up. What do you notice there? Conrad, not Iguana or the talent or the ref. They had a full house and they darked quite a bit of it. I think that's a forum deal. Opposite art camera, there's kind of a funky looking backdrop. I noticed that, which
I loved it.
Yeah, I was going to say now that did give it a different production feel than a Raw or a SmackDown. Yeah, I'm wondering what if you can kind of see right at the very top of Vikingo on our video, folks. It says Kia Forum. There's kind of a sign there that doesn't, to me, pop on TV. I've always thought that about that as far as a television production. But yeah, but I thought that the ring, the look of the show was awesome.
It was indeed awesome. Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105 or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com.